Hey everyone, this is Michael with a general reading for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of June 2020. Welcome, whether you're watching for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Leo placements. I do want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's because of all of you I'm able to continue doing this work and putting out these messages here on YouTube, and it's really just been such a gift, and I'm so grateful. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I do apologize that these are coming out a little bit late. I've actually been involved in a bit of activism, and if you're curious about that, I definitely recommend checking out my Instagram, where I kind of posted about my experiences with the Black Lives Matter movement and kind of how I think we can support it. Because I think a lot of us light workers and a lot of us spiritual people, and pretty much anyone watching this is a light worker or a spiritual worker on some level. I really do believe that. I think it's not just about being on the sidelines. We really do have to kind of step up, especially in this time of a great shift. You're going to be seeing a lot of people being called to maybe some unexpected places. So stay open to yourself, or stay open for yourself to that as well. Very interesting energy astrologically this month, actually. We have 2 eclipses, 6 retrogrades, and a Pluto-Jupiter conjunction. So a lot of really big stuff is happening, a lot of really big activation, and it might feel a little overwhelming at times. It might feel a little bit heavy, or like you're just kind of moving through water. Don't panic, it's just the wave we're kind of in right now. I think we're already feeling it in a lot of ways, and I've actually decided to offer a discount on Reiki sessions for this month. So if you use the discount code ECLIPSE, at checkout on my website, you can get 25% off on a Reiki session with me, and that's a distance Reiki session, of course, so we'll do it over Skype, or whatever. And it's just a nice way to kind of tune up your energy, especially if you're feeling stuck, or maybe just heavy, like you're having a hard time moving, and I think it can just be a really great way to kind of reactivate yourself. So that is available. All of my links are down below for Reiki sessions, readings, all of my social media, as well as the blog post that accompanies this month's videos. It is the horoscope, or the astrological forecast for the month of June, because again, I was kind of talking about there's a lot of things that are going to be happening this month. I'm just not going to be able to touch on all of it in this video, but I highly recommend you check out the blog. I actually refer to my own blogs throughout the month, just to kind of check out that list of aspects and transits, and personally I find it quite helpful, so I hope all of you do as well, and I think it's just a great way to learn astrology. People keep asking me about it. Maybe I'll make a series about it at some point. But let's see, I'm going to start shuffling here for you now, Leo, and as I'm doing that, I'm just going to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. You do have to follow your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. You may feel that you have to switch the roles to fit your story, and if that still works for you, that's totally fine. If this video doesn't really resonate, or you'd like more clarity on something, you're also more than welcome to check out the videos for your moon, rising, or Venus signs. And if you don't know what those are, I also have a natal chart calculator linked down below, so you should be able to figure out those as well. Interesting. Some of you could be dealing with a water sign here, actually. You have the Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups, and this Queen of Cups is in reverse. So this could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. Some of you might feel like you're being emotionally manipulated, actually. Whenever I see this Queen of Cups in reverse, I kind of have a connotation with this card personally, where it's usually someone who's very good at reading people, but they might not really be doing that for the best intentions. They might be reading a situation to manipulate people or to try to take advantage of something. Could also be another fire sign, Aries, maybe another Leo or Sagittarius. I'm really getting like Cancer Leo cusp. I don't think this is your energy. But that is coming up. Maybe someone who has like a lot of Cancer or Leo energy specifically. They don't have to, but I'm really seeing this tendency for this person to be very good at reading people. I'm almost getting communal narcissist energy actually, which is quite interesting, especially for the times that we're in. You know, do a Google search for this. I'll kind of just describe it briefly. Maybe this is a person you're dealing with. I think it is, with this King of Cups that just fell out. And it's basically this narcissist who will use causes or use movements or communities to just make themselves look good. It's like clout. Like they're always trying to be like very impressive. Like, look at all these causes I'm supporting. Look at all these good things I'm doing. But it's coming from the totally wrong place because they're just doing it for attention. They're just doing it for approval. We're going to be seeing that a lot. I've actually been writing about this and posting about this in my other videos because we do have Saturn in Aquarius throughout this year, and actually over the next few years. We need to be very mindful of the people who are stepping into social movements, especially if you are doing some activism. You may want to be discerning with the figures around you. There may be someone who's kind of causing some conflict, or maybe this is even just in your own circle or your own life. And I think you're already cautious here with this Four of Cups. Like, someone is trying to offer you something and you're just not feeling it. But you're still very much in your power, Leo, so I'm honestly not that concerned about it. Like, I don't feel like this person is so sneaky. Like, you're onto their game. You've seen their true colors. I really feel like you know what's up here. You know what to accept and what not to accept. Sometimes the Four of Cups represents sort of being stuck on something and not taking an opportunity that's being handed to you. So that might be the case for some of you. There could be an opportunity that you're sort of missing. But I actually feel like you're doing this very discerningly. You're almost giving someone kind of the cold shoulder, or cutting off their energetic supply. You might even be dealing with a bit of an emotional vampire. Again, someone who's a bit narcissistic. I'm getting a lot of water and fire here. And maybe this is just you stepping into your own power and your own authority as this King of Wands. This is totally Leo energy for sure. And I think this is really a time for you to connect to your intuition, this first part of June here. Right as I say that, I was pulling an animal card and I have the unicorn that comes out, which is perfect because the unicorn represents the third eye. It represents psychic awakening, spiritual development, and a lot of the time mystery. Allowing yourself to sit with the unknown, allowing yourself to contemplate very deep things that you're not even sure if they're real. With this unicorn energy, it's almost like fantasy a little bit. And that makes sense because we have a lot of energy moving through Cancer, which is your 12th house, your house of spirituality, your subconscious. Also has a lot to do with your creativity and your dreams and your intuition. I feel like a lot of you are really being intuitively activated. And if you're feeling like you just need to pull away from a situation, either because of the people involved or it's just not jiving with you anymore, it's because you're becoming more energetically sensitive and you're kind of being called to sort of come back into alignment with yourself. You are at the heart of your reading here so far with this King of Wands, and it's you really tapping into your potential, your intuition, your spirit, and really working with this third eye. We have Mercury going retrograde in Cancer, I believe, on the 12th. That's a very intuitive placement, actually, especially for you. And it can make us a little hypersensitive. It can make us very emotional. And maybe that's kind of this Queen of Cups energy as well. Someone's feelings were hurt. Someone took something really personally. And I think you're just kind of focused on yourself right now. And we do also have a new moon. It is a new moon. But we have a solar eclipse, new moon, in Cancer on the 21st. And this is actually the last cycle of the Cancer-Capricorn eclipses that we've been experiencing. And you may have been finding yourself really going through a lot spiritually, having a lot of spiritual awakenings, and it's been changing your day-to-day life, kind of your routines. Some of you may be adopting more yoga, or you may have been meditating more, or feeling called to just make lifestyle changes that are more conducive for your health and your well-being. And that's because Cancer and Capricorn rule over your 12th and 6th house, respectively, which has to do with your spirituality in the 12th and your routine in the day-to-day, the 6th house. And I feel like you've really been making a lot of these changes, and I think you're going to go through this big activation as a result of it on the 21st. And, you know, it is technically 0 degrees in Cancer. You may want to refer to your own natal chart and find where exactly that Cancer cusp falls, because you could be seeing a big blessing, or that would be a great time for you to manifest something. But just knowing what it's been doing for you thematically, I feel like there is kind of this completion of some maybe harder spiritual lessons. I know those 12th house eclipses are not fun, and maybe there's been some really heavy hitting moments around those eclipses for you, but I think now that it's kind of over, there's this big blessing coming in. And again, you know, with this King of Cups, you're very psychic. You're really becoming quite intuitive. So what else do we have here? Wow, again, your own energy coming up here as the Strength card. This is Leo energy. Maybe some of you are dealing with another Leo, but I actually feel like with this card, you really are coming into a lot of energy towards the second half of June. And you may need to kind of persevere a little bit. You're going to really have to be the bigger person. You're going to kind of have to tame the beast, the emotions here. Someone just hasn't been doing that, or they've been very manipulative and controlling, and it's like you taking control back, you taking control of your emotions and doing what's right for you, and maybe even for other people involved in the situation. What else do we have? That's so weird. I keep hearing sirens, but I know they're not out there right now. It's like an ambulance. I think that might be a message for somebody. Oh, that's so interesting. There might be an emergency situation where just through divine intervention, you kind of have the strength to pull through. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Let me grab those, sorry. That's just part of the game with these live videos. I usually just do these in one cut, so sometimes we have fun little bloopers like that. But something literally just fell. And you have the 3 of Swords here. I don't like this. I really feel like something happens with this kind of manipulative energy and person where it's like they still backstab you, they still hurt you somehow, and it's not even in the way that they expected to or the way you expected them to. It's like there's this weird moment where they just find in it like a weak point and they go for it. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. And we have the 10 of Wands, the Judgment card, and the Magician. Yeah, you really are taking on a lot at the end of this month. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you really might want some Reiki. just saying that because I'm seeing some pretty heavy burdens that you're carrying with the Ten of Wands. I do see a Judgment card here, and something is being revealed. I actually feel like some of you are really stepping into your life purpose, and this could have to do with something spiritual here with this Magician energy. And it's actually part of a manifestation that you've been making either consciously or unconsciously, just by this yearning in your soul to have something different. And it's almost like something has to fall apart for this to happen. And there's this final purge that's happening, and it feels a little unexpected. And for some reason, I feel like there's this emergency situation that's actually wrapped up in all of it for some reason. Like, I was hearing that siren. It actually sounded like an ambulance. And it's like someone uses that to their advantage in a really effed up way. I was talking about this person being kind of a narcissist. It's almost like they're a psychopath in some way. Or not even a psychopath, but just like they're somehow like gonna get you to do something for them because something bad happens, or it's like something brings you together. But it's ultimately like it's almost making you clear this person out of your circle. You're going to have to let me know in the comments what you think this is, but that is just kind of the feeling I'm getting. And this is a general reading, so that might not even be true for all of you, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of the time when I have these weird readings, I'm always like, oh man, I wish I was the type of person who kind of filtered these a little more or was a little selective here. But I tell it like it is, and I'm trusting that some of you need to hear this message. You need to be careful with this emotionally manipulative person. Even if you don't take the cup that they're offering, I feel like they're still going to find some sort of, like, opportune moment. And I feel like it's kind of, it hurts you. I don't like that with that Three of Swords. What do we do about it? Let's kind of figure that out. What are we supposed to do with this? I'm going to pull another animal card because they're very good at telling us what the energy we need to embody is. Black Egg and Dragonfly. You need to speak to this person with this throat chakra card. That's what the Black Egg represents. You might not be speaking to this person at the start of June. Or you're just really keeping your distance, but it's like there's this weird energy. You're just like, nope, not gonna bother. And ironically, Leo, it's almost like in you trying to avoid whatever happens with this person or trying to avoid their games, it actually pulls you back in all the harder. And it's not just something you're supposed to let slide. You're just supposed to go in and be like, look, we need to talk about this. I know what you're doing here. I know this sounds really scary, and maybe it doesn't even need to be that accusatory. Probably shouldn't, to be honest with you, because you do need to be very composed in this situation with the Strength card. But you need to address it. You need to be very direct and just feel like, or just say, I feel there's this weird dynamic here. I'm seeing you do these things, and it's making me feel this way. And even if this person doesn't change, I feel like somehow that gives you some sort of buffer. And this is the sort of message you're going to have to let me know in the comments, like, what the hell happened to you at the end of June, because this seems really, really specific. And I also have the Dragonfly card here as well. Something might not be what it seems. Kind of a sudden change in direction with the Dragonfly. But again, this very magical, ethereal energy that we were getting with the Unicorn card as well. It's like this last eclipse cycle is really setting off something for you. And there's this kind of revelation. And that makes sense because we also have Neptune going retrograde towards the end of the month as well. I believe that's the 25th. And that is in the sign of Pisces. And really just being very mindful in general. Because I think of Dragonfly as the mind hovering over the water, which is the emotions. And your mind is very heightened. Because you're so sensitive and intuitive right now, it's very important that you breathe, that you meditate, that you come in with as much calm as possible. And that doesn't mean that you just turn off your emotions. That's the worst thing you can do. You have to be very mindful. Okay, I'm having this reaction right now. I'm seeing myself get hurt or angry at this person. What do I do with this? I just need to observe this, kind of let it pass, let the water settle. Because when the water is shaky, when you have those ripples, things are a little distorted. You're not seeing things super clearly. So wait for the water to clear. Wait for the emotions to calm down before you have a conversation with somebody. Because it's almost like if you come in emotional with this person, that's how they will get what they want. That's how they will use you or gain some sort of advantage. I feel like that's sort of the game they play. And again, it's messed up. But I think you can actually sort of derail them if you take control of your own emotions. And it feels like what you're supposed to be doing in this situation. And those are really all the cards I have for you. Actually, no. Lying. I want to pull one more. Lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yes, exactly. You are seeing things clearly. Someone is showing their true colors. Something is finally happening, and it's for the sake of you letting go of what is no longer in alignment. You are opening up spiritually. This group of Leos that I'm connecting with, I actually feel like you might even be on this path where you're supposed to be doing intuitive work with the lifting of the veil, or there's some sort of message for you and you're supposed to listen to this higher guidance. I do see that quite strongly, actually. But I feel like you're supposed to be sharing some sort of message, and it feels very spiritual or divinely guided. And sometimes this revelation, this judgment moment, it can feel like our world is being shattered a little bit, and you are carrying a lot. I think you're trying to keep too many things calm or in control, and it's just, that's not your role, Leo. You don't have to do that. You don't have to make sure that everything is going right for everybody all the time. You have to do right by yourself. You have to speak your own truth, and it's just kind of part of this purification process. You're only going to hurt yourself if you keep trying to play this game with everybody, of trying to keep everybody happy, of trying to keep everyone in line. And those are all the messages I'm getting for you. That was good confirmation. I hope that this was helpful for you, Leo. I know it was kind of a weird reading. Really, again, would love to hear what's happening for you in the comments down below. I do have all of my links for personal readings and Reiki sessions, and again, those healing sessions are 25% off if you use the discount code ECLIPSE. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. It does help this channel grow, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Leo.